In. Come in, buddy. You're inside my full guard. Okay, so we have Ian inside the full guard. And we're going to have the proper grips. We're going to have one hand slightly forward, one hand slightly backwards on this, make it nice and easy. Okay, so full guard, first things first, cross grip. So if Ian's right hand's forward, I go to the left side collar. No, yeah, so if he swaps his hands, I go to the opposite side. The reason being is with this one here, it allows me to come under and I can break him down so that the arm's caught in position. So if Ian swaps his hands, I simply start to swap my hands. Right, okay, so it's a collar and sleeve grip. Collar first, apply pressure, right, sleeve grip. This is the part that kind of a lot of people have trouble doing. I try to move my hips without dropping my feet to the ground, because once my feet go to the ground, he can initiate the guard pass, etc., etc. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make a small motion. I'm going to try to take my head to my right hand side. So if I'm gripping, cross grip with my right hand side, my head goes to my right hand side. So how do it? Raise my hips, move my head and come offside. So raise my hips, weight on my elbow like we're doing a hip escape, come offside. This is the next part that I see people have issues with. If I try and open up my leg to bring my leg around Ian's head now, the downfall about it is number one, it's quite awkward to do even if you're flexible. Number two, Ian can drop his right elbow onto my leg and initiate the guard pass and I'll lose it. So what I try and do instead is once I'm here is my foot goes down, my leg comes up and I hold. So I'm just changing the angle. So from here I'm going to spin around in. So cross grip, full guard, head comes up, off the side, foot goes down, make sure it's facing in as well. So if Ian does try to pull the arm out, it's locked into position. Foot goes up and try and get it as far across the armpit as we can. So we're going to the far shoulder. If Ian does try to drive into me, I have a backup system, which is my stiff arm. From here, okay, pull my hand to my hip, leg comes over, hamstring curl. Make sure you hamstring curl to keep the head in position. Slowly apply pressure, the arm will straighten, and you have the arm bar. And again, so full guard, if Ian's right hand's forward, I go to the opposite side, collar grip, sleeve grip. Okay, head goes up, hip bump, off to the side. Foot goes down, leg goes to the far shoulder. Make sure I'm pulling the arm across that way, not to my stomach. I'll explain why in a second. Okay, leg over, hamstring curl, back it up and turn. So as I'm turning, you're going to find that the arm starts to straighten. Catch it and extend. So this means that if Ian does try to stack me up, it's so far off center, where if I'm here and my legs are straight without the hamstring curl, he can drive into me. So the hamstring curl turns the body to where I want it to be. So the hamstring curl is a really important part about, like, number one is putting my partner offside, so it's hard for them to attack me. Number two, it's really hard for them to post up. One more time. Okay, so shuffle, shuffle. Full guard. Okay. Collar grip. Apply pressure. Cross grip. Raise my hips. Pull the arm across slightly. Foot on the ground. Here. Now, make sure when you do your hamstring curl, you curl the head down and I'll apply pressure this way. So the elbows are not quite in the zone, but once I turn and apply my pressure, the elbow will come in because the arm by default goes straight. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. You've got it that way. Okay, this is kind of, you're doing good, buddy. So this is kind of important, but not as important as getting the technique right. Okay, so collar grip, hand, sorry, the both going a bit lazy. Hip bump, boom, pull across, foot on the ground, it goes here. Now, this is a part that will aid you a little bit. If I cross my feet over this way, there's no weight on Ian's head. And even if I hamstring curl, I'm hamstring curling behind his back. So because there's no weight on Ian's head, Ian can now posture up, etc., etc. Right? Okay. Where if I put my weight over the leg, I'm forcing him with my right hamstring to the ground. So if I am going to not cross my feet, if they're too wide, I make sure that I hamstring curl. I make sure that my foot's facing that way to kick my partner down. I don't want to be kicking this way because that doesn't do any good to me. So I always make sure that my heel is facing my knee. If I am going to cross my feet, I always make sure that the top leg's over. So there's more weight, there's 2 weighted points on Ian's back of Ian's neck. So if Ian does try to post up now, of course he's carrying the weight. Secondly, just for point of view, this is if I do miss it, the omoplata switch is really easy because I'm already in the omoplata position. I don't have to change my feet at all. So just make sure that when you're doing the sit-up stretching, so it's hamstring curl and foot over. That's your better position because there's 2 weighted points overhead, and then that's just a simple transition to your omoplata or your variation sweep. So if Ian does sit up now because he's super strong, is I use the momentum. I can start to get this to strong. Super complicated, not really. Show off, 100%. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Robs himself off or go. So what you're going to find is that a lot of time you're trying to get the grips and they're not being very cooperative. They're like, no, it's my arm. You're trying to grip back, it's quite hard to. So if I can't move his hand, I move my body. That's a concept. I try and move my hand. So raise my hips. Now this is a hard space. I shoot my hand under and I take my head to his knees, but I've got to open my legs up slightly. My grip is that I'm pushing the hand in deep. The part that I see people do now is I try and kick the leg backwards, which is going to have 0 effect on my partner. So what I try to do now is I open up a space and I roll my leg upwards towards my partner's. So if I'm underneath him, by default he can crush me and I can't move. But if I make this tiny little mistake, so a tiny little space by kind of going, look at my is I tuck my leg out a little bit. And now that's just enough momentum to start going. Rob can post if he wants to, but he has to post across the body. Right. Now, believe it or not, he's posting on the wrong side, but he can't post him because I'm going to be kicking him that way. So even if they do post, it's kind of, they almost have to cross the hand over, which is super for my armbar. So if they do cross the correct way, which is really hard to do, you expose your arm for the armbar because you basically turn your shoulder the way that I want it. If you don't post, I'm going to get the sweep and I'm going to go to mount position. So the issue that we had was that I tried to do the first one, I got my grip, I tried to do, but he's like, being non-compliant, so I'm going to go raise my hips, exactly the same thing. This is now, I dip my right hip down, and that creates space between the knee, I come under, and there's elbow deep. So what I see people do is they kind of go here, and they get the hand, but I don't have enough purchase to move my partner, right? So I try and go elbow deep as I can. The second reaction that I normally get is people cross-face me with their left hand, or right hand, yeah, like that. Which is, so it puts his weight on me, and I've got a little bit of space, and that's even easier to sweep, because I now get access to the arm. So, if they do cross-face me, it's not a bad thing at all, it helps me. So, grip, raise my hip, turn my hip, hand comes under, elbow deep, open up my leg, great space. Now, we're going to take our foot as far as we can that way, and we're going to push our hand in as far as we can this way. So 1, 2, and over. And this would be that response, whether he posts or doesn't post. So if he posts there, I'm just going to take the sweep. When you take the sweep, I know that I need to let go because I need to come up. So I'm okay to let go of the arm, and I turn my body. So I turn my body, so I'm on a heavy mat, and I've pinned the frame system. Yeah. So grip once again, I've got the grip, but I'm having a lot of issues breaking down. So change my grip, raise my hips. So I drive my hips under my partner, turn my hip down, elbow comes nice and deep underneath. Now, open up the leg, my foot goes as far as I can that way, and I'm pushing my hand across. So I'm pushing the hand across, and it goes as far as I can. And that's the most common post, which doesn't do anything anyway. I have to let go to get up, otherwise we end up in this kind of neutral zone where my elbow's not my post, so I turn my body, I throw my hand and it means I can crush the system. I also understand that he's only going to attack my right knee to try and rescue the half guard. I just simply cross face. I keep my heavy mount. 1, 2, 3. Change partners. So just a small detail of that where that we kind of addressed, but it's not getting done efficiently. So close guard, cross grip, hands on the outside, pushing this way. This is what we feel we have to do versus what I want to do, or what I should do. You know, like I feel like I should go next door and eat lots of pastries and all that, but I know I don't want to do that in the long run. So this is kind of like those things. So grip, raise my hips, dip my hip underneath here. So what I'm thinking of is, as they're pulling the hand out, this is going to allow your partner's elbow to go on the inside of the leg until it initiates the guard pass. Number 2, if his elbow comes in here, I'm going to find it exceptionally hard to sweep my partner. I'm going to find it really hard to armbar. I might be able to omoplata, but I don't have a grip on the correct arm at the moment. So the part that I want you guys to concentrate on is that from here, raise my hips, dip under, and push it this way. So the hand is almost, so I'm pushing it here and kicking my leg. This is going to be far better for my sweep and armbar. So I really need to shut the hand in nice and deep. The second part about it, you're doing great, buddy. 107 years old today. So, grip, raise my hip under, is once I'm here, like he's going to want to try and pull the arm out, which actually helps me with the sweep. When you come over, take this arm, and that's going to expose the opposite arm for it. So just that little detail about pushing arm through your hip line, you're going to find your sweep's going to be so much better of this. Let's go again, guys. 1, 2, 3. So this is just the last one, and this is like when they're really fighting and really resisting the grip, and like, you know, they've got the firm grip on the hips and you're having trouble breaking their posture down, right? This is a system I use. Will more than likely get the sweep more than the armbar, but it's the same kind of system that we're using. So this is it's like the same modification, same concept as the leg grab roll over super flower sweep, but we're making a couple of small little changes inside it. Okay. So inside the guard, and you know, I've got my grip, and I'm trying to, and my partner's just being really stubborn. You know, like I'm trying to get the grip and all that. So what I'm going to do from here is, the reason why I got over is that this elbow allows me to break the frame system. So I'm not coming under yet, because it can break. So what I'm trying to do is, and this will be a little bit of a battle where I'm trying to get my hand over the top. And 2 things will happen. Like, he would realize what's going on, so okay, thank you. So now, once his hand comes on, I can move it to look for the back of the sweep, you know. But let's just say that he's ultra stubborn. So he's more like dropping his chin down, so I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to get this grip. So what I'm gonna do is drop my elbow down to the back of the neck. Sweep. So concept behind it is, got a cross grip and trying to, like, and he's being really stubborn, like, you know, so I go like this. And look, if the arm goes across, that's even better for me, because this is armbar. If the arm goes across by man, that's cool by me. You know? So trying to get across, can't get, trying to get over, so it's just this, and like works, elbow, grip, and hold. Now, he might kind of realise, okay, I'm in danger for the sweep, and he may or may not post on his right hand. Okay, post on his right hand, nice and easy, here we go. And the arm bar's pretty much, I don't have to tap the leg over the head.
Please don't.
So I don't, like, the arm bar's on. If he doesn't take the hand over, leg over the head, if he doesn't post, pull everything forwards, and we're in the same motion again to sweep. But the little add-on is that from here, right, so I'm trying to get there, have the cross grip, I'm trying to get the collar control, but it's elbow and in. And the more that I pull with this hand here, the harder it is to get the arm out. So he's going to go, I want my arm back. He starts fighting, want my arm back, want my arm back, want my arm back. and you're going to find you're going to set up triangles, sweeps, and so much from here, you know, wrist locks and things like that as well. So this will be more that they have no intention of passing the guard, no intention of staying just hunkering down inside the guard. So it's more just breaking the frame system down to get a reaction out of it. Yep. Okay. Ian, come hither. Okay. So from here, once again, is I've got the cross grip, and Ian's been super stubborn, so I'm trying to get my hand in the collar, and he won't let go of this because he realizes if I pull the arm, you know, so he's got a really strong frame system. Just if you guys see that your partner's arms are bent, go top or forwards, and their frame system's always going to get broken down, so they're going to stiff arm a little bit more. I'm trying to get my hand inside the collar, but Ian's fighting it, so it's a bit of an elbow, come to the back side, and pull the arm here. So pull the arm. Exactly the same system. Foot goes on the ground, start to spin. Now whether you take the arm or whether you take the sweep is irrelevant. You know? So it's easy to do. So this is one, the person that's on your knees, stiff arm with your right arm, press the bottom cross grip, and try and get your hand inside the collar. They resist a little bit. So when you're ready, elbow goes down, make sure it's in the elbow joint, break them up, spin, and still, you have the arm bar if you want the arm bar as well. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.